Disney stroller bag. Now this is going to be all about what I keep in my bag, simply in my stroller. I will also be carrying a backpack, which will be like a purse for me. It's a small Loungefly, and I will have an upcoming video about that and what I'm carrying in it separate. So this is for what I will be carrying in my stroller. Now the first thing is my bag is big, but we have 12 people going. That includes my immediate family, my 3 teenage sisters, and 3 additional adults, my in-laws. So we will have 12 people going, 5 of those adults, 3 of those teenagers, and 4 young children. So my bag is big, and when I say big, I mean big. This thing is roughly 20 by 15 by 10. So if you have checked into Disney's bag policy, you need to know that your bag cannot exceed a 24 by 18 by 15 limit. So this bag does fit within those dimensions, but it is a really big bag. We are taking a stroller from Kingdom Strollers. If you are familiar with Disney, they have like a rental company that they will drop off the stroller at your Disney resort, and they will pick it up for you as well. We are renting a double stroller, which means we will have plenty of space for this. If you are not taking a double stroller, or as many people, you might want to consider downsizing your bag. But we actually went to the Disney store in search of autograph books because I forgot to get them until last minute. And so when we went there, we made a purchase, and for an additional $12, we could buy this bag, and it is fabulous. Sorry, this is kind of in the way. It is fabulous. It's like a very, I don't know what you would call it. It's like rainproof, you can tell on the outside. It's not going to be something that I have to put my stuff in and worried about it getting all wet. So the very first thing that I have, as you could see that was kind of sticking there, are these mommy hooks. These things are very big. The red ones are smaller than the green. But let me see if I could get one off of here. Oh, I got the green things wrapped around it. That just gives you an idea. The size, it's like the size of my hand. It's not a small one. These hooks will go ahead and they will be able to hook this onto my stroller and or anything else we take. So as you'll see in my bag, I have some water bottles and different things like that. If we need them easier accessed, I will be able to hook this on the outside of the stroller, and I can hook anything to it. We also have this really cool green twist tie section here. And we have used this not only to hook our bag onto things, but many other things. We have found it so useful in so many situations. So every time we go to Disney or any other place where we're going to be taking a stroller and our kids, we definitely take this with us. We have used it to maneuver things like umbrellas on strollers and make it a cup holder for our kids, sippy cups, and all kinds of things. My husband's really kind of handy when it comes to that kind of stuff. So these are really neat. I think we got them at Home Depot in a pack of 3, but we always carry one with us no matter where we go. So we have those. And then I'm going to go ahead and set this bag on the floor and bring up the things to show you. Because it is quite large and it's right in my face. If you don't know, when you go into the Disney parks, you have to unzipper every zipper you have. So I do have a few pouches that have zippers in it, but I tried to limit how much I have in here that's zipped up. So the thing I have is this little pouch, and it does have a double zipper. Now you will have to unzip everything, don't forget. But my husband usually has the stroller almost all of the time. I carry my backpack as my purse, like I mentioned. But he does not care to ride. He's more there for the food and to hang out with the kids and to check out, you know, the autographs and the architecture of the castle and all those kinds of cool things. He loves Disney. He does not like to ride anything, not even Dumbo. So he usually always has the stroller. And so the first thing I always pack for him is a charging pack for his phone. I will carry my own in my purse, but obviously he doesn't carry a purse. He only has his cargo shorts with his wallet, and so it's anything that he might need for the day, I pretty much try and put in the stroller bag. So personally for him, in the one side is this, and then in the other side of this pouch is for my children, and we have these little M&M mini containers. I have one for each kid, so they all are color coded. and they know which one is theirs. And in here, I have them set up that they are 2 quarters and a penny over and over again. Let me see if I can get a set or 2 out without taking them all out. And I literally just stack them with 2 quarters and a penny, 2 quarters and a penny, 2 quarters and a penny over and over again. And what these are for the penny press machines. They are a neat little souvenir that's not really expensive, but it gives the kids the ability to choose individual things that they like. And they just collect them up throughout our trip. So they each have a whole set here. I think I put like $5 worth each in theirs or so of money they were gifted for like Christmas. And so they are able to choose whatever they want to do. And so they can make those. And then I also carry this little chapstick tin. There you go. And it's just like the shape that fits it. So we carried one of these last time, just happened to have one with us. And so now I save these. And every time we go, I go ahead and I just throw the pennies inside of here after they have been pressed. And when we get home, they can go ahead and they can put them in their pressed penny book. So we have a couple of these. My son obviously doesn't have Tinkerbell, but they have these. They have their names on them, and then they're able to keep their pennies on the inside of them. So we do carry that. And this is why it's a pain to unzip and zip too many things. So you want to watch how many zippers you do take. The next thing that we carry is this little pouch, and this is just a 31 pouch. When my kids were younger, I actually used to use this and carry diapers and wipers in it. I didn't carry a diaper bag everywhere I went after the first kid. You kind of just learn. And so I threw like 2 diapers and a wipe and threw it in here, and we just grabbed this. We kept them in the car and refilled it as needed and grabbed it. So we have grown out of the diaper and wipe stage, and so I grabbed one of these and I threw all of their autograph books. Now, I'm going to be careful here. My 2 girls have ones that were messed up last time we went. They reversed the colors. I had got them specially made ones, so I still had them, so I allowed them to use them this time, and then we just went and picked up these for my other 2 kiddos. And I just put their names on the spine with labeling tape. And so these ones have the pen. If you do not have a big pen, the other thing I recommend is a retractable Sharpie. I did not get, I went to the store actually to get them, and I could not find them this time, so I didn't get them in time to order them from Amazon. So we didn't have retractable Sharpies this time, and these pens are pretty big, thick-wise, and they are retractable also, which makes it much easier on the characters when they are signing. So when we go to an autograph session, we can simply just pick this up, the whole thing, take it in. We don't have to take everything else and dig everything else out. We know that all of the autograph books are in here, and when we're done with them, we can just throw them back in this little pouch. Also, that keeps, like, especially my girls' special made ones, it keeps them from getting like the cover torn over or bent or ripped or anything in the big bag with everything. So those are in here. Something else that we carry with us, sunscreen. We honestly don't use a lot of sunscreen, but in the Florida sun, you never know if you're going to need it. So I always carry it with us. I do have a sister who burns quite easily, and so we will make sure that we have this for her as well. Getting down to some of these other little things. I'm going to pull a few things out so I can show you. Okay, the next thing we have are these Brita bottles. Now, I have heard over and over again how much the taste of Florida water just is not that great. And honestly, I don't know, because last time I was there, we took Brita bottles. Somebody warned me before we went. So we have 2 of these that have the filters in them. And it just helps filter some of the water. At home, we prefer to use more of a filtration system, or distilled water and spring water, those types of things. But obviously when you're at the amusement park, you get what you have. Now, if you go to any of like the counter services, they all have water there, so you can get a glass of water. We just dump it in here, we open the spout, and we squirt it into a water bottle that somebody else might be carrying. Or for my kids, they have another color and they just drink out of that one together. But if we're doing it for the adults who might be wanting to drink out of their own cups or their own water bottles, we use one of these to squirt it back in and just kind of filters it out a little bit. The next thing is a hairbrush. I almost forgot to pack this all together, like completely in my luggage. If you watch my luggage video, you will see that I forgot to put my brush in my luggage until last minute. But we did go ahead and put it in there, and I do carry this around in our big park bag. It is too big to carry in my personal little bag. I try to keep that light and easy, and my girls aren't always with me. I go off and ride coasters quite a bit with my sister-in-law or with my teenage sisters, and my kids do not like those types of things yet. And so if they need their hair brushed, my daughter is the one I particularly carry this for. She has very long hair that is thick, and it gets very knotty very easy. So I always make sure I carry a brush with us for her sake specifically. And then the next thing I have is this clear tote bag, like this clear Ziploc bag. And it has a lot of little things in it. I keep it in here, one, because it's easy to... it's easy to see through it, so I do not have to unzip this because it is clear. So if you have the opportunity to have like clear pouches, that's great. I don't have any clear pouches, and most of the stuff, these are just what I have, so that's what I use. But these are also liquid, and so if I'm concerned about anything spilling, it's great to have it in like a Ziploc bag, because if the bag gets yucky, then we can just pitch it and get another one from the hotel room because we have some with us. So the very first thing I have is hand sanitizer. Now, I will have a Thieves hand sanitizer in my personal backpack, but I forgot to order more on my ER. We got out over Christmas. We had the chicken pox. I had to put my ER in, and I completely like spaced out that we would be leaving and that I wouldn't have time to order another set of sanitizer before my February order came in. So I had to make do and make some. This does have Thieves in it, so I will be carrying this around. If you're at a quick service and you just got off a ride and you stop at a quick service or you stop at a snack and you don't have a bathroom right there to take everybody into, especially with the party of 12. If it's 1 or 2 people, it's easy to run into the bathroom and wash your hands off. Not so much with a party of 12. So I do carry this so that if we're getting a quick snack in between, we can go ahead and wash our hands off. I love Disney, but Disney is full of people with germs, full of people who scheduled these vacations and paid for these vacations, and they ended up getting sick and they don't want to miss vacation, so they go anyway. And while I'm happy they're enjoying their time, I don't want to share their germs with them. So I make sure I take this, and I do use it there. We use sanitizer more there than we do at home all the rest of the year, I think. So the next thing I have is some coconut oil. I will be taking some oils in my own personal bag if I need to dilute for any reason. I know my husband used peppermint one time and it got too close to his eyes. The only thing that works is actual oil. You cannot wash it off with water. And so I just carry some extra with us. I do keep the peppermint with me for headaches. And so I just know that it's always a possibility. I'd like to keep a little coconut oil in our bag in case we would need it. I mentioned earlier that I have a little sister going with us that doesn't burn, and so I have some aloe vera, and this is just simply out of my big aloe vera jar, and I just use my labeling tape again to mark all of these so we know what they are. The next thing I have is 2 spray bottles. The first one is a fruit wash, and it's just something that I use at home to spray down my fruits and my vegetables if we're on the go. At home, I clean them with baking soda or with vinegar in a container or a bowl of some kind. But if we're on the go, I just make a spray. And so if we're ordering something like an apple as a snack or something, I try not to do that. But if we are and we need this, it's there. We have it because those fruit stands sit out and then everybody comes up and somebody sneezes all over it. And, plus we try to buy organic fruits and vegetables at home, and we can't do that when we're out, obviously. So not at Disney. And then I have this Thieves spray bottle. Now this is not actual Thieves spray. It is just a refilled bottle of my own cleaner that I make at home. Just a small amount, and I actually have another one that I'm packing in my bag that I'm sending with my father-in-law. He takes this actual bag, and then I have one suitcase that is empty, so that we can bring home souvenirs because they are driving. And so I will send that in there because it's larger than the 3.3 ounces that can go on the plane. But I will use that to refill this as needed. And this is just if you've ever gone to a Disney quick service, sometimes you will see that the tables their cast is great and they clean as quickly as they can, but there is a massive turnover in quick service. And so if you get to the table and everybody's ready to eat and the table hasn't been cleaned, spray it down, grab a napkin, wipe it off, voila, you're ready to go. No waiting, no fuss, no mess, no eating in somebody else's mess. We're ready to go. So I do go ahead and I take that with us as well. And I can tell, I think it was the oil that like leaked a little bit. So again, clear plastic bag works great. Just grab some more stuff out of here. And some of these things I have duplicates of, so I'm not pulling out like this. The next thing I have is just a little, you can tell we just got these ones. It's just a little umbrella. You know, everybody knows pop-up showers. We are not poncho people. We are more raincoats and umbrella people. And fortunately, knock on wood, the weather we've always gone, that seems to be okay for us. I can't say that that works for everybody. If you're a poncho person, by all means, wear a poncho. Go have fun, wear a poncho. That's not us. Just everybody seems to get like miserable in them. And I guess if it's that wet that we can't get away with wearing a coat and an umbrella, then it's just time to go indoors and maybe do some shopping or you know, grab a bite to eat or something else. So we do have a couple of these to share among the group. Now the stroller that we are renting, I mentioned that we're renting a stroller from Kingdom Strollers, and they do have a rain cover that goes right over the stroller that they rent to us. So we will have that as well for the little ones that are in the stroller. Along with the rain idea is this little bag, and this is actually a bag. It is just a bag stuffed into a bag, and it has, you can see the straps here. So when you pull it out, this bag is actually for our coats. So if we are going to the park on a day that there is even a chance of rain, we will unzip this and use it as a secondary bag. And then we will all roll up our raincoats into the hoods like this, and we can put them right in there. Otherwise, we can also use this bag if it is going to be chilly in the morning or if it is going to be chilly in the afternoon, like in the evening as we're coming back and we plan to have sweatshirts and jean jackets and all those excess type of things. We have a second bag that we can go ahead and use, and this one is also waterproof. So we have the ability to have a whole second bag, and it really doesn't take up that much space. To give you an idea with the Brita bottle, it's not that big. So we just throw this little pouch in there. And then more bags. I just keep some Ziploc bags of different sizes inside the Ziploc, along with some extra undies for my little one. We have one who is 3. She is potty trained and has been potty trained for about 8-9 months now, but this will be her first really big trip out of the house. I mean, we go to local amusement parks and zoos and museums here, but this will be the first time that she's out and about. Well, I guess second time. She was out this summer too for a vacation, that she's gone away from a potty, and you kind of have to take her to the potty for a whole week. And so you never know if you're going to end up getting stuck in a line somewhere and they can't wait and you don't know until last minute. So we packed some extra panties in there for her as well. One of the other things, almost to the end of our pile here, are some glow sticks. These are just some bracelets. And last time we went to Animal Kingdom, we had such a blast. There was just the Tree of Life and the party and everybody coming out and playing all the music and dancing. And we don't mind buying light up toys. I will say this, I will preface it by, we're not a fan of buying light up toys, but they did have these awesome bubble wands last time we were there that my kids played with for 2 years after we came home. They all are on their wish list again because they are all broken. And Mommy likes these bubble makers because they play music and they light up when we're there, which my kids think are fantastic. But they also, they just like blow the bubbles out the top, and so there's no one like spilling the bubbles at home when they're trying to blow them, especially my 3-year-old, and she's dumping over the whole bottle. And so we do those, but all of the rest up light up things, I'm cheap, I guess. If I'm gonna do something like a souvenir, I want something that I'm gonna be able to use at home. I want to get, you know, a mug that they can drink their hot chocolate out of, or a plush doll that they can sleep with every night because they really love their plushes. I I don't want light up toys that really need to go in the garbage. So we take some of these so that they can use them as well while we're having, you know, one of our little evenings, whether it's a parade at the Magic Kingdom or the fireworks or whatever it is. So we have these with us. And then the very last thing is this one is a little bit bigger and it does take up a bulk of the room. But if we are planning on doing some kind of parade and it is planning on raining, there is one day there that it's planning on like a 60 to 70% chance of rain, where the ground is probably going to be wet and we don't want to sit down on the wet ground, we can open this up and just line it. It opens very big, but you can fold it and it can only just be open for like a stream underneath everyone's backsides as they sit on the cement, and that way that keeps them from getting wet. This is one that is made to be more or less waterproof. It does okay. It holds up pretty good. If we're sitting it on the cement, it'll probably be okay. There have been a few times when the ground was really saturated at sporting events that it didn't hold up as well as I would have hoped. But we use this a lot for soccer. My son plays soccer, and so we take it a lot with us. So we decided this time that we would take this as well. So that is just about everything we will have in our park bag. I am missing one item, and that is because it is currently downstairs in my basement in a tote shoved under my stairs because my husband didn't realize, and he was trying to clean up and he put them in a box, and then we put the box under there and he didn't realize they were in there. Anyways, we will also be taking earmuffs. So if you are familiar with muffs that you would use when you go to the shooting range, we have those for ourselves and for all of our kids because we do shoot. We hunt here, and so we all are familiar with shooting guns, and sometimes the kids go out and sit in the car while we shoot, and so we like to just have ear protection as well as doing a ton of construction around our home. We do a lot of construction and a lot of heavy like saws and power drills and all those types of things, and sometimes that stuff can get very loud, and so we have them for that as well. Well, we have two kids who have a difficulty sitting and listening to fireworks. They really love to watch the fireworks, but the sound really gets to them. And so they either have to miss out or they have to be miserable so that everybody else can enjoy them. And so we're just going to take 2 sets of those and throw them in the bag as well. So we will have those as well, even though I don't have them here to show you. So that is everything we will be taking in our stroller bag. If you guys like this video, please go ahead and click the thumbs up down there. And if you are new here and found us just because you were searching on about Disney, I would love for you to subscribe and keep an eye out for that video coming about what's in my personal Disney park bag. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.